Hi, everyone. Liz Harmer here. I'm a transformational leadership coach. And in this video, I want to talk about one key shift you must make as a leader to communicate more effectively. And I'm going to do that by way of a story. So, this is a very typical leadership situation that many of my clients have dealt with. And maybe you can relate to this as well. So, there you are in a meeting and you have ideas in your head, but for whatever reason, these ideas are not coming out of your mouth. The words feel stuck. You're not able to get them out. You've read all the books about leadership and executive presence and communicating effectively. But for whatever reason, in that moment, those words don't escape from your mouth. Your ideas stay stuck inside. You're getting increasingly frustrated because you've been in this situation before. Your goal is to speak up more, to be perceived as a leader, to exude executive presence. And yet, again, you're in this meeting not speaking up. And so your inner judge starts to get activated, right? And your inner judge starts to tell you a story about whether you'll ever be able to change this pattern. You'll never get past this. You'll never get promoted. You'll never be seen as the leader you are. And so all of that is going on. You're disconnecting from what's actually happening in the meeting because there's this whole inner world of turmoil going on in the moment. And then all of a sudden, you hear your idea. It's been voiced, it's been said, it's in the room. Only it's not you who said it, it's Mike who said it. So here's your idea being voiced by Mike. And guess what? Everybody loves this idea. How could this be happening again? Right. And so you're incredibly frustrated. I mentioned this earlier because you've done the work, you've read the books, you've listened to the podcasts, you've learned about communication skills, all of that. And yet, for whatever reason, you're not able to make that shift in real time when it matters most in the heat of the action of your day-to-day life, your everyday life in corporate or wherever you work. You might work in nonprofit. So here's the thing. This problem is not a skill-based problem. This is not about learning new skills. What this problem is a state based problem. So, Robert Keegan, he's a professor and a researcher at Harvard University. He draws a distinction between a technical change and a developmental change. So, a technical change is learning some new skill that you can apply right away. And a developmental change means that in some way, the human must be different first. They must evolve or shift in some way before they can apply that technical knowledge. So, that situation I just described is one example of a communication situation that a leader might be dealing with, but there are others. There's giving and receiving feedback, there's communicating in conflict, there's being able to inspire and motivate others. All of these types of communication challenges require first a state based change. So that's really where the body comes in, right? Increasing that awareness of what's happening in the body. And there's two parts of that. There's what's happening in this moment, right? What's happening in your state. But very often for most of us, and I'll go back to that state, we can feel that, right? We know we've got that fight flight, we can feel that anxiety in our body. There's what's happening in our state. But what's happening also for most of us is that there's an underlying pattern that's also happening in our body. So it's not just what's happening right now in this moment. There's an underlying pattern in terms of how we show up, how we relate to others, that's been going on even longer than just in this moment, that's also being activated in this moment, that's happening in the body as well. And so that's why I am so passionate and excited about helping leaders like you connect with what's happening in their body and increase what I call embodied intelligence. If any of that interests you, what I would say is jump on over to my website. It's linked in the notes below and subscribe to my newsletter. We'll stay in touch. Drop me a line. Let me know what you're thinking, what you're struggling with. Drop me a line. Let me know what you're struggling with. And I'll reply back. I'll let you know how connecting with your body, increasing embodied intelligence can support you as a leader to achieve the goals that are most meaningful to you.